another great comedian. He's standing right here. Is it time to give him his fucking love? You goddamn right it is. Come on, give some up. He is known.
Y'all give it up for Mad Dog one more time. He gave me a brother handshake. He almost black. So my name is Kenny Moore, aka the average black man, and I'm from Portland, Oregon. And people always ask me the same question: is black people in Portland? And I'm like, hell no, I left. So I grew up in Portland. It's 2% black. That means it doesn't matter how hood you think you are. If your name is T-Bone, if your name is Debo, Murder, Peanut, you grew up with some white friends. And I never forget the first time I went to one of my white friends' house. And we was playing Atari, so that lets you know how old I am. And his mom came in and was like, put the game away and do your homework. This kid looked at his mom and was like, oh fuck mom, you're a bitch. And I was like, white kids get to talk to their parents like that? So I went home and I told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, you won't believe my white friend. He said, oh fuck mom, you're a bitch, to his mom. And she was like, boy, if you ever talk to me like that, I will beat the black off you. And I was like, well then I'll be white. And by law, I can only get time out. I appreciate my mom though. She was there for me, you know, she cooked for me, she kept me fed, but she had questionable boyfriends. I'll never forget, between the ages of 8 to 11, she had a boyfriend from Barbados. And his name was Michael Anthony Peter Sylvester Montgomery McQuilkins. No hyphenations. And this dude acted like a different one of those dudes every day. Him and his friends, they would come over on every weekend and drink to the wee hours of the night. Then they would want to come wake me up, make me dance. Lil' Ken, wake up. Lil' Ken, wake up. Come here and dance for us. And I would rub my eyes and I'd be like, I don't want to dance for y'all. But you know what, black people, we do want to dance. So they let me go to sleep, you know, and they would keep drinking to the wee hours of the night. And every party ended up the same way. Somebody ended up getting stabbed. That was just the goddamn weekend, you know? And my dad, even though I'm black, he was there for me too. He coached my basketball and my baseball team. You know? But he was a hippie. He was a hippie. And you know, the coach always has to give kids rides after the game or after practice. And before he even get the kids home, he would fire up a doobie. And I'd be so embarrassed, slink down in the seat. And it was tough because I knew my pops was a wake and bake type of dad because even though he was the coach, he forgot to come and get me for one of the games. So, I ran a mile and a half to get to the game and I get there at halftime and the kids are standing around in a semicircle. So I'm like, damn, where's our coach? Where's my dad at? And one of the smart mouth little white kids, cause I went to Catholic school, he was like, yeah, your dad called timeout so he could go smoke a joint. And I was tight, because I knew it was true. I was just glad that Little League Baseball only had 6 innings, because that 7th inning stretch might have looked like a Snoop Dogg video. So, I moved to New York in 2004, and I started working at this barbershop up in Spanish Harlem.
Yeah!
Exactly. So I'm brand new and I'm trying to get my clientele up and I got this kid in the chair and he's moving around, he's grabbing the clippers and I'm sweating and the mom can see the frustration on my face. So she comes over and she's like, you have to be patient with him because he's autistic. And I was like, fresh from Oregon, so I'm like, still on retarded. And I was like, autistic? Well, I don't want him to draw me no pictures, I just want him to be still so I can. And you know, the barbershop, you get all type of characters coming through all the time. People getting haircuts, people selling things, and some people just coming through just to say what's up. So we got a guy that comes through all the time, and we call him the cologne man. And he ain't never got what we want. He'll come in and be like, I got everything you need. And we're like, well, you got Polo Black? No. You got Issey Miyake? No. Well, what you got? So proudly, this dude held up a bottle of insurrection. And I had to say pause, because I heard insert and I heard erection. And I told him, man, bring me the bottle, man, let me check it out. So he brought me the bottle, and I look at it and I see that it's a male enhancement spray on. So I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, this could have been crazy. Because I like to spray my cologne on profusely. You know, if you're on the same train as me, you're like, damn, he must got on some Gucci Guilty. That shit stinks. I think it all started because I used to have an hour-long train ride. I used to live out in Bay Ridge, and I used to catch the train, and I wanted my cologne to still be, you know, strong once I got to work. So I'm sitting next to this Asian lady, and she's holding her nose, and she's like, oh God. And I was thinking, you stink. And I was thinking about it, I was like, now, if I would have sprayed this cologne on the way I like to, you know, ears, neck, you know, all the private areas, I probably would have woke up in the morning with a stiff neck and cauliflower ears. And it's crazy because the cologne man, he has competition. We got a Muslim dude that brings scented oils and porn through the shop. And I guess it kind of goes together because you can use the oils while you're watching the porn, you know what I mean? You know? And it's fitting that we gave him the nickname Butt Naked My Brother. And I tip my hat to him because he's got my porn collection right since '05, you know what I mean? The only thing I don't like is if I catch him on 125th and Lenox by the mosque, and I'm like, well, Butt Naked, you got anything for me? He'll be like, excuse me, my brother, I think you have me mistaken, man. You know, questionable barbers in the shop, you know, not questionable, but I'm talking about the educational backgrounds. One of my boys, the cousin next to me, one of his clients came in, you know, big 6'6" dude on crutches, so I thought maybe he hurt himself playing basketball or something. And the barber asked him, like, what happened, man? He was like, oh, man, I had to get an operation, man. I had to get my meniscus removed. And the barber said, you can't have no kids? I said, the meniscus is in the knee, man. It's in the knee. And we get all types of characters coming through the shop. I got a little fly Harlem dude that was coming through. And this kid, he's a dope dealer. And he's trying to convince me that if I listen to the Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt album, start to finish, I'll be able to sell dope and never get caught. So 2 years later, when he comes back from his vacation to an island, Rikers Island, I had to ask him, man, was the CD scratched?